to the ITSM Practice Podcast.
Hello, I'm Luigi Ferri. Welcome back to the ITSM Practice Podcast. There is a scene I have witnessed a couple of times in Fintech. A meeting room, clean slides, approved frameworks, a risk register that looks complete. Everything seems under control, and yet there is a feeling you can't quite name. So let me start here. If risk management is working, why do the most important decisions still feel lonely? Because judgment cannot be delegated. What is enterprise risk management supposed to do? ERM sounds authoritative, almost comforting, but too often it becomes something else. A place where risks are recorded, not where choices are shaped. So let me ask you something simple again. When was the last time risk management genuinely changed the direction of a decision before it was taken? Not explain it, not justify it, change it. Silence. At this point is already an answer. And why does ISO 31000 feel intellectually right? ISO 31000 starts with the honest premise. Risk exists only in relation to objectives. No objectives, no risk. No decisions, no uncertainty. That way of thinking matters, especially in Fintech, where every choice carries regulatory, financial, and reputational weight. But then daily work begins. Projects accelerate. Products evolve. Commercial pressure grows. And a new question appears. How do principles survive when decisions must be made quickly by people under pressure? Often they don't disappear, they just stop being present. Why does management of risk feel practical until it doesn't? The management of risk best practice speaks the language of organizations, policies, roles, escalation, integration with delivery. These things are not theoretical, they are real, and that realism is valuable. But management of risk has a fragile side. When it is treated as a sequence to follow rather than a tool to use, something shifts. So ask yourself this. When risk reviews happen, do people come to think or to comply? The moment risk management feels like a gate to pass rather than a lens to use, it loses credibility, slowly, in a way we can't undo. Can coherence be designed instead of imposed? Let me step out of theory for a moment. I once delivered a global enterprise risk management program for a fintech payment provider operating across the US and Europe. We made one decision early. ISO 31000 would guide how we think. Management of risk would support how we operate. ISO shaped judgment. Objectives, appetite, criteria, trade-off. Management of risk shaped execution, policies, project artifacts, product reviews, commercial risk conversation. And it worked. Not because the frameworks were perfect, but because we answered one question clearly. Which framework decides and which one merely supports? Without that clarity, enterprise risk management fragments. Where do organizations really lose control? Not during audits, not during assessment, not during reporting. They lose it earlier. They lose it when process replaces reflection. So here is the question that matters. When risk is discussed, are people debating consequences or defending documentation? Because the day risk management becomes procedural, it stops being protective. it starts being decorative. Is flexibility actually the problem? We are often told we must choose control over flexibility, speed or governance, freedom or safety, but that choice is misleading. The real issue is different. Have we consciously decided where rigidity is necessary and where it is dangerous? Or did we let the frameworks decide for us? Risk management should protect the organization, not the comfort of those who design it. And what role does time play in all this? Most risk frameworks were designed in a slower world. Decisions had phases. Change had boundaries. Feedback arrived later. Today decisions are continuous. So perhaps the real question is what happens when governance moves slower than reality? Risk does not wait, it accumulates. So, what should remain with you? Risk management fails when it becomes mechanical. ISO 31000 gives clarity of thought, but needs translation. Management of risk gives structure, but needs restraint. Enterprise risk management is about influencing choices, and choices happens in moments, not in documents. And let me end like this. Risk does not live in frameworks. It lives in moments. In the moment someone approves, in the moment someone postpones, in the moment someone says, we will deal with it later, I don't know when. If your risk model is not present in that moment, it is not governing anything. It is only remembering. And memory does not prevent failure. Judgment does. I'm Luigi Ferri, and this was the ITSM Practice Podcast. Arrivederci.